Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.
Get ready. This summer, the Arena League Sports is on ASAP Network. Tune in live on either the Tiki Live or Roku app, as well as your smart home TV.
Well, good evening, and welcome to the All Sports All Plays Network. This is Laker Talk One-on-One. I'll be the host for the night. My name is Freddie Henderson. I'm joined with my brother out there in Southern California, Jonathan Mathis. What's going on, Jonathan?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on, Laker brothers? Man, it's good to be on this show as always. I love doing this show. I can't wait till next season. Already it's not looking good, but hey, we'll have some basketball.
Hey, and I'm always honored to be a part of the show because Big Time is amongst our presence tonight. What's going on, Big Time?
You know what time it is. When the name is called, the people go wild. Here I am. I'm in the house. I don't know what we're going to talk about because, nothing ain't changed. But here we are. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I see Big Baby in the comments. Big Baby, if you want to hop on the show tonight, just let me know. I'll send you the link. He's another guy out there in Southern California. Big Laker fan as well. He's doing his thing out there.
Come on in here, Big Baby. It'd be nice.
You should hop on too. I've done work with Big Baby. Big Baby, cool.
Come on in here.
Yes, sir. But just like Doug said, a lot have not been happening in the Laker Nation. There's been a lot of rumors, been a lot of speculation, but haven't been a lot of action. And hey, let's get right into it. We'll kick it off with the first topic of the evening. Yes, Sander, we see AD. You know what? Let's talk about that. Because we know Big Time has been very critical when it comes down to Anthony Davis. He like to call him street clothes Davis. We have our first comment, Big Time. He said, you guys see Anthony Davis putting in that work?
Who cares? Who cares? Cares. I mean, who cares? I mean, I'm more worried about him tripping and hurting himself in the sand. I saw him working in the sand. I saw him, I think he's gonna twist his ankle. I'm just saying. I don't get excited about stuff like that. I mean, he's always looked like he's been in shape. I mean, he's not a big guy in the first place. You know what I'm saying? He's always, he's not carrying a lot of fat around. His problem is not in the off season. His problem is when he get on the basketball court. Until I see him last, for half of a season, then I'll give him credit. But until then, he's still street clothes to me. He already got his wardrobe ready for next year already. Because he's gonna miss days. You already know that. So that's all I got to say about it. Okay, good. He's shooting He's shooting free throws by himself. I mean, okay, all right, whatever.
And the crowd go crazy.
We've already seen
There
him.
it is.
We've already seen him for a half a season. We're still waiting to see him for a full season. He's gonna have to play a full, 82 game season. I'm not sure if he can play a full 82 game season. It just doesn't seem as if he's capable of doing that because his body doesn't hold up. His body doesn't allow him to do that. And we always see on the hardwood floor, it's always clean up on the Staples Center floor. Well, now it's called Crypto.com Arena. There's always clean up on the hardwood floor. You're always sweeping up little tiny pieces of glass because this man is that damn fragile where he just can't, stay on the court because he breaks into pieces. It's like a Cinderella glass slipper or something. And then, he drops to the floor and he just breaks. That's why I said what I said a few years ago. Stuff them in a box. Make sure you put that, that bubble gum stuff, whatever they call it, that styrofoam stuff in there. And you write on the outside of the box in big bold letters, fragile, handle with care. Because that's what he is. He's fragile. People already gave him the nickname the Glass Man. So I don't care if he got a trainer. I don't care if he got a different work regimen. I don't care what it is. Until I see this guy play a full 82 game season, then I will be more optimistic about him. But until I don't know what else more I could say about Anthony Davis.
He don't have to play 82. Just give me 69 to 70.
He got to play more than 69. We've seen that already. That's a movie we didn't see. He got to play a full 82 game season. And if this Laker team is going to have a chance of winning any damn thing, and I mean any damn thing, Anthony Davis is going to have to be on the floor because he is a vital piece to that team's success moving forward. That's why they brought him here. They traded for him because they want him to be that cornerstone piece. And this is his year to prove it. And if he doesn't, he's out the door.
Before I give the keys to Phil, and welcome to the show, Phil. We definitely glad to have you. Because I'm gonna tell you, if you didn't show up, I was afraid Big Time was going to leave because you seen what he said in the group chat that we need Phil, and I agree we need you, my brother. But I see my mama in the comment, and I love when Mama Henderson come up to the show. It inspires me to be my best. She said, Freddie, I know that you are impressed with him, son, but until he can stay out of those street clothes, the verdict is still out. Mama, let's not forget, he will help us win number 17. Without him, we don't win it. Now, number 18, we got to see. But I'm going to say this. AD on the way.
Don't go against wisdom, Freddie. Carry on.
Look, hey, hold up, Freddie. I don't know how much he helped us win. I know playoff Rondo helped us in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much AD helped us out, but
yeah,
I'm going with Mama Freddie on that one.
Hey, let's
he had a big piece in it. He did. He had a big piece in it, but come on, man.
All right, Phil, I'm gonna let you take over the show. Big Baby, he joined us. Like I said, you guys, he's a big LA fan, big Laker fan. Check him out on the Big Baby podcast. He might still be getting logged in.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Not much, man. Just getting ready to go surprise my fiance for our anniversary. So,
congrats, brother.
Appreciate it. Just chopping it up for a minute before.
Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it. Before we get to San Diego, man, it's gonna be a good time.
Hey, well, let's get right hot on with it, right? So, all summer, or at least specifically the last few weeks, you talk about these Lakers trade or these rumors trade, right? Whether it's Kyrie for Russell Westbrook, whether it's Russell Westbrook for Buddy Heild, but the common theme seems to be that the Lakers are unwilling to part with any of their first round picks. So, how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like they're just being too future cautious? And I can't speak right now. Excuse me, guys. Are they being too cautious with their first round picks for the future, or do they put all the chips in the middle right now and try to win right now? What do you guys think, Jonathan?
Well, they didn't gave up their damn future basically in prior seasons. They didn't damn near mortgage their future by trading their young assets, and all of a sudden they don't want to give up multiple first-round picks. I find that funny. I find it laughable because this is a team that's, giving up their future to try to win now, and all of a sudden you're saying you don't want to win now. You're not willing to, give up multiple first-round picks. That's absurd to me. All of a sudden, when you can make this team a lot better if you do give up those multiple first-round picks, because you got a chance to get some guys. Like, you can get a Buddy Heild. You could maybe get a Myles Turner. Kyrie Irving looks like he's out of question for the moment anyway. But, I don't get why the Lakers are stubborn all of a sudden and why this team doesn't want to make a move when they know it could make them better in the long run, and that's puzzling to me because I'm so used to seeing this Laker team make moves. I think as Laker fans, most of us are spoiled. We expect this team to win now. We don't have patience, and this Laker front office obviously didn't have patience because you saw they gave up Lonzo Ball, they gave up Brandon Ingram, and what did those guys do? They went to other teams and they got better. They got a lot better after they left the Lakers, and then the Lakers didn't even bother to re-sign Alex Caruso, who they should have re-signed, but their priority was getting a guy like Russell Westbrook, who hasn't panned out. So now the Lakers are suddenly not, as active as they have been, before. I don't understand it. For the life of me, I don't understand if this team has a direction. I really don't think they're sure on which direction they want to go in. People are confused in this front office, and it's quite obvious that the wrong people are in the front office, and it's quite obvious, and we've seen it because Jeannie Buss has to ask other people for advice. It's quite obvious that she doesn't have a full handle of the personnel decisions, and she's listening to other people. They're telling her what to do. They're telling her to do this, do that, and it shouldn't be like that. Again, this franchise is in some turmoil. It's obvious that there's a lot going on in this front office, and they're just in disarray right now, really.
So, Jonathan, you hit a big nail right there when you mentioned direction, right? I want y'all to ponder this before I pass it to Doug. The Lakers are kind of in a rock and a hard space, right? You still have LeBron James, who's an all-time great, still great in his, age 36, 37 year. You still have AD. You still have Russell Westbrook and some small pieces, but it's like, what if they don't win? What if they mortgage that first-round pick for Kyrie or for whoever, and they don't win this year? Now, they have zero future assets. LeBron can leave whenever he wants to. AD, like y'all guys said, he's paper thin. So what do you do when you're in this kind of scenario, Doug?
Actually, Phil, if you don't mind, since Big Baby's going to be leaving us pretty soon, let's get his opinion in real quick, and I'll come back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? Sorry about that background noise, man. I don't know what that noise is, but anyway, Lakers got to go all in, man. They have to. I would do it if I was in the Lakers. Go all in, because here's the thing. We don't know if LeBron's leaving or not, so you got to just do what you have to do. But here's the thing. If I'm the Lakers, I tell LeBron, if you're staying, let us know. And if he tries to ignore it, trade him at the deadline. That's what I would do.
Hey,
in my personal opinion, trade LeBron. If he doesn't want to resign, if he walks, he says he's walking, trade him. I know I believe we're gonna have cap space at the end of the season if LeBron walks. But if I'm the Lakers, I'm gonna put that at the table. Say, if you don't want to resign, where are the teams you want to go to, and we'll get you up out of here. That's just me personally.
So to make sure I heard you right, on the Lakers talk one-on-one, you said that you would trade LeBron James.
If he does not resign. If he doesn't sign an extension, get him out of there. And I keep it real, man, because, we need assets. We need, for me as a fan, man, I'm tired of waiting for, is he going to resign? Is he going to resign? Like, you either say yes or no. Keep it pushing. That's how I feel.
What y'all think about that?
At the end of the day, it is a business. At the end of the day, it is about winning. And if you could move LeBron now while he's still under contract, why not make it happen? Look, there's a lot of teams that would die to have a player like LeBron James. And they would make this trade happen overnight. Like, they wouldn't even have to think about it. They
So,
would
Freddie,
their young
would you
assets.
would you want to be known as a team that traded LeBron James? That's all I want to say. Would you want to be known as that team?
First off,
if it helps the Lakers win in the future, I'm all for it.
First off, Doug, do you on your little mixture, do you have something to go boo or something like that on there? Just so can you press it, please?
Let me figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. I cannot believe
do it for you, Freddie. Boo!
I cannot believe Jonathan Mathis and Big Baby had the audacity, the nerve to come on this show to say some stuff like that. I'm lost for words. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna tell you my opinion, okay, on this situation. What I look at it is it's not that the Lakers are unwilling to give up the second round draft pick. I believe they're waiting to see what's going to happen with Kyrie Irving. They're trying to see, is Kyrie Irving 100% off the books before we give you all of our assets outside of the big three? Well, outside of AD and LeBron. So once they get the word that Kyrie's is completely off the table, they're not trading him at all, then they will say, okay, here's the second round draft. Here's the second first round pick. I mean, there's no way in heck that you can be scouting a player that's in junior high. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we're talking about 2027 and 2028. We're talking about a player that's in junior high. And I mean, we see how easy that it is for them to get back in the draft. We did it this year when we drafted Christie. And just my personal opinion, I'm not too satisfied with Christie as of yet. I mean, I don't know what they've seen in the kid. I'm more impressed with Scottie Pippen Jr. I'm just going to give you my personal opinion. I understand the kid's 19. He needs some more work. He needs some more development. That's what they got the G League for. But what I'm saying is, this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they're just making sure all their ducks is aligned. Make sure every day they crossing all the T's and all that good stuff. Making sure Kyrie Irving is completely off the table. Because I have news for you: this roster right now will not get us in the playoffs next year. Because you know why? This means we're going to need Anthony Davis is going to have to play 45 minutes a game. LeBron's going to play 48 minutes a game. And we need to lessen Russ minutes as less as we can. And that just spells trouble for me.
Lord have mercy. Okay. I heard so much craziness here. What was the question again, Phil? Answer me the question again, right quick. I lost track.
So the original question was, why have the Lakers been so unwilling to part with some of these first round picks in order to satisfy a potential trade?
Because they've paid the price by doing that already. It was just a couple of years ago that they let go of our future, and they will not make that same mistake again. Now that's I know, like, we're greedy. But like on the first show, when I first came on here, I said that we are almost in the position that we need to start operating that as if LeBron is not here. I consider this kind of like gravy, because we can't bank on a guy that still obviously can play, but we know he's not going to be here too much longer. So you don't want to, I hear the second round pick, but when you start talking about names like Kyrie demands a first round pick. That's just that simple. And it ain't going to be no, and how many first round picks you got to give up in order to get somebody like him. But if you're talking about Buddy Heild and Turner, if both of them were to come, that's a first round pick that for both of them, and maybe a player. So, to go back to the first topic, a lot of this is just a bunch of talk, because it's nothing going to happen. I mean, I'm convinced that when the first day come out, we're going to see Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and LeBron out there. I just believe that because if you want them gone so bad, it don't take all this. It's just that nobody wants to take on that contract. That's what we first started saying. I still believe that's the case. I just don't think nobody wants to take it on, and he's going to be stuck with us. I mean, that's just what I feel like. But they've already paid the price. We're paying the price for Ingram and Lonzo and all those guys being gone when we had them. They're not gonna do that just for 1 or 2 years of LeBron James. We got many years of Anthony Davis, supposedly, but not for 1 or 2 years. And to be personal, I know it's strange coming from me. I wouldn't do it. I would not trade away the future just for 1 or 2 years, and then it's not a guarantee that we're not going. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that we are going to win the championship. I hate to give up my first round, all these first round picks, and we just,
And Doug,
I can't do it.
So let me ask you a question. Oh, my
hold
bad.
up, Freddie. Hold on. Let me close the loop on that real quick. You brought up a good point, Doug. Right? And like you said, the league is getting younger, is getting faster, is getting more athletic. Imagine some of these old first round picks we got rid of could have been a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. It could have been a Paulo Banchero this year. Not saying that we would have lost enough games for that, but it's a lottery system, so the balls could bounce either way. Just imagine how our team could look in the future with some of these young athletic guys with the way the league is trending. Even though we may have AD for a few more years, he's not the kind of player that's going to continue to fit the mold of this new league that we're getting into. He's too injury prone at this point now.
Well, not only that, I'm sorry, Fred, I'm coming right there. It's just that I think the little line that Phil hit on immediately was where he said they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because you want to give LeBron the opportunity to go ahead and try to go out on top. You want him to do that, but at what expense? Exactly. That's the real question. Am I going to sacrifice? I mean, I know we want to win now, but I can't give up this year's first round, next year's first round, and LeBron is be 39 years old. I mean, who's the centerpiece? If my centerpiece is Anthony Davis, that piece ain't too good, not to me. So, and that's where we're gonna be at in about 2-3 years. I mean, seriously. And who's saying LeBron is gonna be the cliff? Go ahead, Freddie, because I can feel you by bubbling over there. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to respond to Victor's question, because Victor said young teams don't win championships. And that's true. The first couple of years, there's usually growing pains. But you all saw with the Warriors, and the Warriors are a testament to this. They kept that team together long enough for them to develop, for them to grow, and for them to gel as a team. And what did that lead to? It led to an NBA championship.
A dynasty.
A dynasty. And those group of guys, they fostered a culture that was conducive to winning, and it paid off. All they did was wait patiently. They made it work, and that's what the Lakers need to do. They need to go into a complete rebuild and just start completely over.
I know about that.
Jonathan, listen here, brother. The difference between the Lakers and the Warriors or any other team in the NBA, we can't be patient. You know why? Fans expect every year championships are bust.
That's life. We can't always do what we want.
Hold on, Jonathan. That's the motto. And what has ever happened to us as Lakers? We do whatever it takes to win. I mean, can I ask, how valuable is this first round draft pick? I mean, it's not going to be a top 10 pick. I don't think it's going to be a top 15.
Well, the way we played last year.
I mean, it's going to be around a 30 pick. And like I said, we seen that it's easy to get back in the draft. I mean, everybody said we could not get in the draft this year. What happened? We found a way to make a trade. So if that means we can get Russell Westbrook off the book, I mean, let's not forget this guy had a horrible season. And can we ask ourselves what's going to change this upcoming season than last year with him? Do we really believe just because we have Darvin Ham now as our head coach that this guy's going to dramatically change, that this guy all of a sudden is going to be able to shoot the basketball, something that he has not been able to do since he's been in the NBA? Is he going to start all of a sudden playing elite defense all of a sudden because of Darvin Ham? I mean, and then we're talking about trading LeBron. Let's ask ourselves this: should we be mad if LeBron even don't want to resign with us? What have we done lately to make him want to come back to us? I mean, let's be honest, you guys. If this was Dr. Jerry Buss, well, Russell Westbrook would not be on the team if Dr. Jerry Buss was alive and running the team, first of all. But if he was, Russ would have been gone. Like, Jeannie, and the problem is that you listen to too many people. There's too many chefs in the kitchen. We've talked about that already. So right now, the Lakers is a hot mess right now. And honestly, I love the trade for Buddy Heild and Myles Turner because we get a versatile big we can put next to AD, a guy that can dominate on the inside. He can shoot from the 3-point range. He can shoot from the mid range. He play defense. And then what does LeBron James operate around best? Shooters. And we get one of the best 3-point shooters in the game in Buddy Heild. And then guess what? And then another thing that tells me the reason why they don't want to trade this other first round pick is because we've been hearing Eric Gordon name floating around. So they're trying to be a little bit too greedy. But that tells me, Lakers, you don't realize how bad Russell Westbrook was for you. And you will just imagine this. Just paint this picture in your mind, you guys. This guy's an MVP. This guy has done something that only Oscar Robertson have done. They've had averaged a triple-double for a season, not just once, but multiple times. But just imagine that this guy was so bad that you have to not just only attach one, but multiple draft picks to get him off your team. That's how bad he was. That's how bad of a contract was. Hell, I don't even think it's just a contract. I think it is how bad he played. Because guess what? There's people still knocking on Kevin Durant's door trying to get him. And he get paid the money. I'm just saying.
I do think it's the contract, y'all. That's just me.
So let me ask you a question this big time. If Russell Westbrook is going out there doing Russell Westbrook things, he shot the ball better, giving you 27, averaging a triple-double, you still don't think teams will be knocking on his door? Because obviously they're knocking on Kevin Durant's door.
It would.
The play styles, Freddie.
They would, but he's not going to average 27 on this team. So the triple-double could be 10 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. This team doesn't demand that he score a lot of points. If our guys are here, I mean, he's automatically, if he shows up day one, he's the third option on this team. It's just that simple. So it's not the Washington Wizard Russ. It's not the Houston Rocket Russ. This is a position that he's never been in before, and that's the reason why he plays so bad, because the ball wasn't in his hand. He used to having the ball since he was in high school.
Well,
I mean, he's just not that guy.
He's not that guy, and you got two ball-dominant players on the team as well.
Hold on, Jonathan. No. I'm not going to let you off the hook like that big time. I'm just not, sir. There was many times where AD was being Mr. Street Clothes where he wasn't on the court. And there was times where LeBron wasn't on the court. And when we needed Russ to deliver, he still showed the same things.
But Freddie, what was his supporting cast when both of those guys were out? Like, let's keep it real. The Lakers depth-wise aren't a great team. We're very top-heavy with LeBron and AD. After those two, who was the rest of the team? Malik Monk was unproven.
Phil, it don't matter who your other teammates are. You can't shoot the ball on the side of the goal, my brother. Hey, when you bring the ball up the court, you can't just lose the ball out of bounds. It's more than just that, my brother. I'm not talking about wins and losses. I'm just talking about his individual performance.
All I want to say is, like, so let's look at it right through a microcosm. Russell Westbrook, for all intents and purposes, I'll take his efficiency out of the window. He didn't play that terribly bad at all. If you're comparing him to his MVP years, of course, he played horrible. But his problem is that in order for him to be successful, you need to build a team around Westbrook. There is no team in the NBA today where he can take charge. You can build a team around him. So with that notion, there's no team that he can go to and be successful. That's why he's been aged out of the NBA. Not because his skill set has really diminished. It's just that there's not a team for him in the NBA. And the Lakers LeBron should have known that coming in,
Phil, did you just say no? Did you just say that this guy did not play terribly bad?
Take away the name. Would you want a guy on your team that averaged 16 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists? Take away the name.
See, let's
Would
go.
you want that?
See, that's what Russ fans always do. That's cute. The numbers are cute. But let's go a little bit deeper in those numbers. Let's talk about the shooting percentage, the 3-point shooting percentage, the turnovers. Did you know that him playing defense, that the opponent scored 60% of the time while he's guarding that opposing man? So let's talk about that. Let's not, that's cute. The numbers are cute. Russ is going to always put up numbers. But let's go a little bit deeper in the numbers so he can tell the full story. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I got you, man. I got you.
And I'm tired of Russ. If he can't, I'm just letting that be known right now. I'm just tired. I'm doing something new.
Well, it seems like there's a disconnect there with Russ and the team. It doesn't seem like he's fully on board with the team, and he's already gone his separate ways.
Do you blame him?
He's just understandable. If every day it come out in ESPN and Fox, and then everybody say, "Hey, he getting traded," what you supposed to feel like? I mean,
hey, you know what? It's a lot of drama, and that's not a good look for the Lakers going into next season. This team's
Jonathan.
This team's already had questions about their chemistry, Freddie.
Jonathan, how long have you been a Laker fan?
I've been a Laker fan all my life.
There's always drama with the Lakers. We're always in the news. The camera
is kind of drama.
Hey, Alex Caruso said it best. The media follows us more than any other team.
That's true. And then that's why you have to make sure you don't have this type of drama, this negative drama, that's like swirling around the team. It's bad.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Jonathan. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I'm gonna let Phil take over after this. A lot of the stuff that's going on with the Lakers right now, a lot of teams deal with it. But you know why? It's not as a drama like this. The media is not covering them. Nobody's interested in hearing about the Orlando Magic.
Portland.
I mean, come on. I mean, bro, we're LA, Hollywood. We have history. We're the Lakers. I mean,
Orlando got his own Universal Studios and Disney World. So there you go.
It ain't LA. It's not.
It ain't LA. That's right. It ain't
LA, man.
It ain't.
That's just like comparing your state fair to Walt Disney World. Please stop it. Stop it.
So look, at least until further notice, it seems that Kyrie and Kevin Durant aren't leaving Brooklyn no time soon. At least not unless Brooklyn gets a deal worthy of those two stars, right? And so we heard reports that the Myles Turner and potential Buddy Heild trade was dead. So let's move forward with the notion that right now, the team that we have right now is our Lakers squad, 2022-2023. Where do we sit in the standings, and how far do we get into the playoffs? What y'all think?
I'm gonna have to start going to 3 or 4 times a week to have extra Bible class. I need to have more prayer. I'm gonna need Big Time to send me some of his sermons so I can study those. I'm gonna need a lot of counseling.
I was thinking Greek counseling because it's gonna be an early exit once again for the Lakers.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I can't take another year like we did this season.
And it's gonna be another year like that, Freddie. I'm telling you right now.
You think so?
Yes, it's gonna be a repeat of last year. It's not gonna get any better. You basically got the same players coming back. You lost Malik Monk, who didn't do much, So I mean, you're basically getting the same team that you had a year ago. How's that gonna make it better? Because now you got a new coach. All of a sudden, you're just gonna magically start winning basketball games. That might. I mean, hey, you might be able to put a Band-Aid on it with Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham is your Band-Aid, but that Band-Aid gonna come right off and they're gonna just start bleeding again. The wound is still there if the Band-Aid comes off, and the Band-Aid will come off at some point in the season. And the Lakers are who they are. They're mediocre at best. Delusional fans need to realize it. And I know this is the flagship Lakers show. I understand that. But the fans need to stop being delusional and realize that these are going to be some down years for the Lakers until they finally realize and get their act together.
Go ahead,
Take a mic drop on that one.
Go ahead, Freddie, because I think you got a little bit more meat on that bone. Go ahead and crank up a little bit.
Listen here, you know, to me, this is just when I seen them making all these signings and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, this is just the base of what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You mean to tell me we done? I mean, come on, where are we going to get this shooting from? I mean, are we? It is. I'm not gonna lie. I like an upgrade at the center position. I love Thomas Bryant. I like that we got Damian Jones. Okay, that's an upgrade. Power forward, Anthony Davis. Okay, who else? Are we going to really be depending on a rookie and Cole Swider? I mean, come on. I mean, he looked good in the summer league, but it's the summer league. I mean, we do know street clothes. We know AD is street clothes. So what's going to happen if he get hurt? We're not worried about a backup plan. I mean, did we not consider that we might need to find a quality second option? I mean, I've seen the reports that they're trying to get Carmelo back, but I mean, come on. And then LeBron, I mean, who's this going to be? I mean, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm tired of THD. I mean, how long are we going to wait for this guy to take a next step? We've seen one leap in the bubble year. Other than that, this guy's been looking. I mean, this dude went to played in the Drew League last week, and he looked horrible. He put up only 13 points, shot the ball horrible. I mean, come on, THD. You're playing against high schoolers. You should be bullying these guys.
Look, I'm going to say it like this. Russell Westbrook is a drama queen. He is old as dirt. He is old as dirt. LeBron James, we don't know how durable he's going to be. We don't know if he can hold up a full season. We already know the story behind Anthony Davis. The man is made of glass, you know. So, I mean, look, it is what it is, guys. I don't understand why people keep saying, let's wait to see how it all works out with Darvin Ham as the head coach. What is Darvin Ham going to do? He cannot play basketball for you. He can only coach by standing on the sideline. That's all he can do. It's up to the players to go out there and get the job done. I'm not so sure that LeBron is even fully committed to the Lakers anymore.
Why should he? Why?
How the hell we know that? Because for one thing, he came here because again he had other aspirations after basketball.
No, Jonathan. That's not fair, Jonathan. That's
yes,
not fair,
he did
brother.
deliver an NBA championship, Freddie. I will give him
Jonathan,
that.
No.
But LeBron is here because he's thinking about life after basketball.
I'm sorry, I had to mute you, John, because I'm tired of the LeBron James slander. I really am. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm tired of it.
It's not slander. It's facts.
No, Jonathan, it is slander. The only thing that I criticize LeBron for is bringing Russ here. But we can't question this man's willingness to come out here to win basketball.
Blame Jeannie Buss too, because she okayed it. Blame Rob Pelinka too, because he okayed it.
But Jonathan, we cannot slander LeBron James' name because this man, other than the Russ, he seemed like the only one that cares about winning in this Laker organization right now. Let's not get that twisted.
I never said he didn't care about winning.
You just
said he has other things going on other than basketball.
Is it caring about winning or is it caring about winning his way? Put it that way too.
That part.
You know,
hey, it's shown that it works, Phil. He's been doing it better than we have lately.
But this is, LA is the mecca of not only basketball, but the entertainment industry too. And LeBron is more focused on the entertainment industry. You know, he's thinking about life after basketball.
How can you say that, Jonathan? How can you say that?
He's thinking about life after basketball.
Jonathan,
look,
we just seen this man.
Ready? How much can he play? At some point, father time is going to catch up to him. At some point.
Jonathan, we just seen this man at almost 40 years old pull up to the Drew League and drop 42 points. But we can say this man not interested in playing basketball.
Okay, that's
what are we talking about?
Hey, I need to hear your opinion, Doug. I got to hear you, Doug.
That's not the NBA. The NBA and the pickup basketball league are totally two different things, Freddie. Come on.
He averaged 30 last year, so
He averaged 30 last year. I mean he's balling, but you're gonna but come on, guys.
It's no buts. It's no buts. He averaged 30.
What else can he do?
I mean, it's no but.
He's gonna need a stronger supporting cast because
your street clothes, put on a uniform.
If you're looking for LeBron to carry the load, good luck.
But
that's putting putting wear and tear on his body. That's
No,
you know,
he's not gonna care. But to answer Phil's question, how far do we want to go? Let's look at the facts. All
we
right.
ain't going far.
Here it is. Here it is. I'll just start with this. The Pelicans were the 8th seed. They were 42-40. The 9th seed was the Clippers. They were 36-46. Now, George was out for the whole, just for about he just like street clothes. He was out. We all know about Kawhi was out.
Zion was gone too.
Kawhi's coming back. So and then of course he just got Wall. He's street clothes too. But let's just play the what if game. If Kawhi is healthy or somewhat healthy, we know he's gonna get rest. If George is healthy, they're not gonna be 36-46. That's just the truth. So that means they're gonna make the playoffs. That's the team that didn't make it last year. You figure they will. The Portland Trail Blazers were 27-55. Lillard didn't play at all. We all know what Lillard is gonna do. Please understand the Portland Trail Blazers won't be 27-55. Will that be good enough to get an 8th seed? Maybe
Well,
not.
they lost McCollum because he's in New Orleans now.
They lost McCollum as well. But they got younger, but they got some young guys that can play. Then it's us. Now, we're better than Sacramento. We're better, in my opinion, than Portland. We're better than Oklahoma City. And we're better than the Rockets. But if we're healthy and if the Clippers are healthy, how much better are we really better than the Clippers? And I'm talking about forget Kawhi, forget Paul, the supporting cast. The Clippers are loaded on the bench wise. We still trying to talk to Carmelo Anthony. Now I really could have just stopped it right there and said if we still trying to talk to Carmelo Anthony to join the team, that lets you know, as Jonathan just said, we're not going nowhere next year. If that is the case, because forget LeBron, forget AD, and just in case Russ shows up, or even if Kyrie shows up, or whoever comes up, what do we have after that is going to do it? Because as Jonathan said a little bit earlier, the thing that the Warriors did was that they were loaded on the bench. I mean, it's just that simple. The young guys knew how to play. It was a mixture of veteran and team. We trying to get a bunch of old guys on the bench again. I mean, the first I was hearing about, well, we finally let Dwight Howard go, okay, whatever. Who you bringing in for the backup? I heard talk about DeMarcus Cousins again. I mean, how many more street clothes players do we have to add to this team before you figure out that you can't do it? We need to get young in some aspect and athletic. So here's my thought. Again, I think that next year, when Russ' contract comes off the book, that's your money there to go ahead and try to help and get somebody. We're not really, if the Lakers are good, we're going to be drafting low in the first place. So I mean, who's there? Then it's another dynamic, gentlemen, that we really don't hit on here, and I think it's worth talking about. Maybe not now, but maybe in the future. This G League is intercepting a lot of the great talent. Immediately from college. These guys are making $400,000-$500,000 easily before they even, make themselves eligible for the league. So whoever that little junior or sophomore in college is now, who's to say that he's gonna play overseas, number one, or the G League? There's a lot of talent that have passed up the NBA and came back later just because of that. So it just ain't no guarantee that we're gonna have, a shot at some real, outstanding players. So it's a lot of what ifs going on right now. But I just think that with the addition of Kawhi back, Paul George back, to answer your question, Phil, I know it took a lot of time, but we're at the lower end of the Western Conference if we're coming back with this team. It ain't even no question about that.
I'll tell you one thing. If we gonna send this show to the Lakers, we definitely can't send this one because it's
No,
been so much LeBron James slander on one show. I've never seen it before.
they just gonna send a thing to John and say you are banned.
Or cease and
Yeah.
desist. They're gonna
Yeah.
cease and desist us.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I
You
love
are blocked.
LeBron James, man. I just, I just state my opinion and try to keep it as real as I can. But I love LeBron James. But at the same time, I feel sorry for him because they really have nothing around him other than AD. There's nothing there.
We all agree, Jonathan, but don't ever in your life question this man's willing to win, Jonathan. I mean, that's two different things, sir. Two different things. Just
You
saying.
want to win, Jonathan. Don't do that. You want to win now. Just stop it.
I want to win too. And I don't even play. I don't even suit up for the team. I want to win too.
He's a dog now. He want to win.
Did you hear what he said on the
Yeah,
show?
look.
He said,
I have to give it to him. He is a dog, and he's one of the greatest. He will be one of the greatest to ever lace up sneakers. But I do agree with Jonathan a little bit. I think he suffers from that Michael Jordan syndrome, and they just don't know how to build teams sometimes. You have to look. I mean, yes, whenever you go to a new team, his first year, he'll put his all-star cast around. But those guys, they don't hold up long. Kevin Love, Chris Bosh, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, Kyle Korver, they'd be good for one strong year. And that second year, they just leave LeBron hanging. And then he's put back on that cape like he always does. And he's going to work. Just imagine how many chips he could have right now if he had a little bit more consistent health.
Phil, it's not his fault that a lot of guys can't.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. I don't blame him.
My brother, a lot of people can't handle that pressure, my brother. I mean, it's pressure when it's coming to winning time. I mean, Michael Jordan, Kobe, those guys are in business. And if you wasn't serious, you gotta go. Just saying.
But he had to take a little blame in there too, Freddie, because just think about the Cleveland years, All-Star break. The Cleveland Cavaliers would do a trade every year.
Mm-hmm.
He would tear up a roster, bring in 2 or 3 more guys, and try to start over. And at the time, they'll be the number 1 seed in the East. And he would do that. He did it in Miami.
Hey, Doug, think about
this.
this. Think about Andrew Wiggins, right? Number 1 overall draft pick, got traded to Minnesota immediately. His very first year, he averaged 17 points per game. First year. Second year, 20 points per game. I believe the third year, 25 points per game. Imagine had they had him in Cleveland with LeBron and Kyrie and some of those guys, he could have watched how LeBron became a pro. So if Kyrie did go down like he did, went down, and Kevin Love did get injured, he could have had potentially Andrew Wiggins right there as a sidekick, knocking down doors.
But guess what, Phil?
Yeah.
Kevin Love fit better than Andrew Wiggins. We seen LeBron and Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram didn't look like the Brandon Ingram did in New Orleans.
I'll say
I'm
this,
just
though.
saying.
How much did Kevin Love actually play in Cleveland with LeBron? That man was injured almost the entire time during that 3-year run.
I'm just saying, though,
Except that year when they won. He was there when they won. Except that year when they won, he was there.
I'm just saying, bro, like, if you win a championship, it's worth it. Like I keep trying to tell Jonathan, the Lakers would do that AD trade 10 out of 10 times because it won them a championship. We tend to forget that it's hard to win NBA championships. We seen the Phoenix Suns. I say this all the time, be one of the best teams in basketball these last 2 years, and they come up short. It is hard to win championships, my brother. And if it means you trading pieces along the way to accomplish that goal, you do that. And
but there's a difference, though.
The Phoenix Suns are used to it. They came up short in '93 when they had Barkley too. So,
but look, here's the big difference, right? As a team and as a fan base, we have to evolve with the NBA. We're in different times now. You say the Phoenix Suns fold every year, but guess what? The Phoenix Suns, minus Chris Paul, are incredibly young. So their best years are still ahead of them. It's a balance between. For the Lakers, it's okay to go all in every year because they already have a banner full of championships. But not every team has a banner full of championships. If you want to become the next Lakers team, you have to build through the draft and you have to build that culture and that foundation. And it's a balance. Again, the Lakers, it's a tough spot to be in because you still have LeBron. LeBron, for all we know, could play 5 more great years. Will he? Probably not, but he probably could. But how does that affect our growth over the long term? Because eventually LeBron has to stop playing.
My
So
thing
then,
is, and I
so
said
then what
when
do you
that
do?
trade, and when that trade came, when they traded for AD, okay, these next years, 5, 6, however long LeBron is going to be here, the Lakers don't care about their future. I believe that the Lakers have let it sink in that okay, when LeBron leaves, we're going back to winning 15, 17 games a season, and then because we know that winning is not a priority. So that's why it just drives me crazy that you're not willing to get a Kyrie Irving because you don't want to throw in another draft pick. That to me that's just how crazy to me. They better be glad I don't live in LA, that I'm too far from. I'm in Texas because I will be at Crypto Staples Center, whatever they want to call it, and I will start a ride out there. I really would. I would gather a lot of Laker fans. We would. Yeah, they just
I'm
let
with
out.
I'm with Freddie on that one because I think, even though you made all these mistakes in the past with some of these trades, I think this is the one that would really benefit you, landing Kyrie Irving. Because Kyrie Irving, history shows that he plays well playing alongside LeBron James. So I actually think this reunion would actually be the thing that worked for the Lakers.
Sometimes you're so shell shocked by getting burnt once that is mentally is a mental block to you, and at that particular time, then you throw in the confusion of too many chefs in the kitchen. That adds also way too much to it. I firmly believe that, and again, it's pure speculation, but if Magic Johnson was still in that seat, Kyrie Irving would be in LA by now. No question.
Well, I
You
think if
need that
Magic
one voice instead of 10. That's what one of the problems. Go ahead, Freddie.
big time, I disagree because Russ Westbrook would not be in LA if Magic was.
Oh
here.
yeah. Well, I said Kyrie. I'm
Yeah,
saying that
I
I
got
believe that Kyrie, if it came up, Magic would have found a way to get Russ out of there to
I
get
got
Kyrie there. And it probably will fit into your narrative, Freddie, again, saying that, go ahead and give up that extra draft pick. Because at that point, Magic mentality is I'm about to win right now. See what I'm saying? That's what Magic would have done.
I agree.
Well, we'll go around the horn one time. We kind of hit on most of our topics earlier. So that was a nice little spirited episode, man.
No. There's one more field. There's not. No. The one about Draymond. Hey.
Oh, you reminded me about that. I forgot about that one. So, as you all know, LeBron did go to the Drew League recently. He put some big numbers up, and then his number one fan, right, Skip Bayless, number one hater, goes on Undisputed and allegedly starts talking about his field goal percentages, how he's not efficient, he's not the GOAT, blase. And Draymond, he kind of with a great point. Not every kid has the financial stability to be able to go to some of these games and watch some of their favorite players in person, right? But LeBron, he was at a high school, access to the people, they were able to watch their heroes play. And instead of praising man for doing great things on the court and in the community, Skip Bayless finds another reason to hate on him. So how do y'all feel about that?
I personally like Skip Bayless. I'm just going to throw that out there. I love the energy he brings. I love the fire he brings. And half of the stuff he says is for a reaction, right? A lot of the stuff he says is shock value, so it helps with the ratings, on the network. So I believe he's has people telling him what to say. But to say what he said, come on, bro. LeBron showed up to an event where there was a lot of people in attendance, and Draymond Green made a great point. And I actually agreed with Draymond Green. I usually don't agree with Draymond Green at all, but I did agree with him this time because what he said made a lot of sense. And I see my brother's reactions. That's why I'm laughing. But to finish making my point, Draymond Green is right. Okay. Here comes Skip Bayless again, bashing the guy he calls Prince James. Well, at least he used to call him Prince James. He's bashing him because of his points. But the bigger picture is that this is a guy who played in an event where people were able to come out and see their superstar player, someone that they idolize, someone that they look up to, and you're right. A lot of kids can't afford to go to Laker games. So that's their only opportunity to see that player. So I really respect Draymond Green for coming out saying that. Draymond Green's statement was on point, and I'm glad he stood up and defended LeBron James in a time that seemed just necessary to do so after Skip Bayless's comments. But don't pay too much attention to those comments because Skip Bayless is doing what he does, and that's what he gets paid to do. He gets paid to say some ridiculous things. And that's what he did there, and everyone reacted to it, and look what happened.
Hey, Doug, Freddie, which one y'all got it?
It's more, and this is why I respect LeBron more than a Kevin Durant. It's more than, Kevin Durant wants LeBron's life. He wants his praise that LeBron gets and all that. But one thing that Kevin Durant fails to realize that LeBron get a lot of criticism as well. But how many times have we ever seen LeBron go back and Skip Bayless? And this is a guy that Skip Bayless go after LeBron pretty much every show. I'll be surprised if there's a show that he don't go. I mean, they could be talking football, and he gonna find a way to throw a shot at LeBron. I mean, this dude can be at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning with LeBron pulling up the workout. He's on his Instagram criticizing him. I mean, it's kind of scary if you ask me. But if this was Kevin Durant's, creating a burner account, going back and forth. I mean, this is what he do. Okay. This is just another great thing that LeBron James done. I agree. Pulls up to a high school basketball court, interacting with the fans, going to giving high fives, inspiring the youth to be, the next LeBron James or just be whatever they want to be growing up. This is why, this dude right here, this is why I got so mad at Jonathan to say that this man don't care about winning. I mean, this dude goes out there and play basketball, almost 40 years old, going in year 20. I mean, just think about it. This dude could have went out there and hurt himself. This dude could have went out there and seriously hurt himself. But he risked himself to go out there and to perform in front of the fans that cannot afford to go to Laker games, that cannot afford to go to NBA games. He risked it all for the fans. Because I mean, hey, we've seen guys in practice get hurt before. The only problem that I had out of it, we need to see Anthony. Why Anthony Davis? Why are you not going to the Drew League? I mean, why are you not out there?
Hey, we don't need him there.
No, you don't want him out there.
home.
He'll definitely tear his ACL. He'll be done all next season.
If you look at the
no,
Drew League court,
no,
he tearing something. Mm-mm.
No, I'm with Doug. Look how Doug is gesturing like no. No, we're not having that, Freddie. Sorry.
Well, were you done, Freddie?
I'm done.
All right. Well, first, when I first heard that he was gonna do it, I thought, what in the world are you doing? All right, you're already not playing 82 games. You're taking a lot of games off as is. We don't need no wear and tear period on your body at all. He's still the man on our team because of his age. We know we need him to play as much as possible, minutes and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want him to play. But then I saw him come on the court. And I saw all them cameras and them kids. It looked like a wrestling entrance. It looked like somebody was rising up through the floor and walking through a bunch of crowd. You know what I'm saying? And I had to lessen my blow because Draymond was absolutely 100% correct, and Freddie was as well. It was more than basketball. It was about giving a base that does not get to see, number one, a player of his caliber come. Yeah, I mean, this is a once in a lifetime chance for those that make it in there to actually see this man, who is considered one of the greatest right there. And I had to bag on it a little bit. I understood how he did. and I applaud for that. Didn't want to, but understand why it was asked about. Now, Skip Bayless, on the other hand, then is 100% correct. Johnson was same guy carried burden the flag Tim Tebow like pro quarterback. And as well Baker Mayfield like he's the man. When both people trashed. This is what Skip does. He's also up the banner of every time he talks about because LeBron threat.
I think you're breaking up, Doug. Is he breaking up to you, Jonathan?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out, brother.
Okay, can you hear me? Am I
We
good?
can hear you, but
We can hear you, but you're cutting in and out.
Now, no,
still the same.
Okay, well, I yield to that. Just going to say that holding up the banner of Michael Jordan, because Jordan is threat to him. So as far as LeBron is a threat to Michael, is the greatest player ever heard in there. So I didn't want. I think I was having a problem with hearing me. I applaud for that. Okay.
You're still breaking up, but anybody that's still watching this, pretty much Doug said he applauds LeBron for what he did because again, it's bigger than basketball. It was for the for the people, for the fans, for the children in attendance that don't have the money to be able to go see their hero or their model, at a Lakers game or at a major sporting event. So I think we're all pretty much in agreement with that. But that wraps it up for tonight's Lakers Talk 1-on-1. We thank you everyone that kind of stood by and watched the show tonight. Very spirited conversation, but all love. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Doug, for sticking around. I think Freddie had to roll out earlier. If y'all want to say goodbye to the people, kind of plug where they can find you at.
Yeah, man, you guys can find me just about anywhere on social media. You guys can find me on Instagram, SportsJudge85. You guys can also find me on Twitter, SportsJudge85. You guys can also find me on Facebook. I have a fan page. It's called The Sports Judge. You can find me there. You can like the page, follow it, give it a thumbs up. And I post all my commentary there. I always come up with new content, new videos. I even post memes. I joke around. I have fun. And you guys are more than welcome to jump on board. And you guys can also check out my YouTube channel, Jonathan Mathis. I'm a cartoon character. Look for me on YouTube as well.
Appreciate you stopping by, Jonathan. Once again, we are the Lakers Talk 1-on-1. You can find us at the ASAP Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you haven't, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We're also sponsored by the AAL, the America Arena League. So thank you again. It's been a great night. All right, Jonathan, be good.
All right, man. Be good, man.